Hello and welcome back to Random Vids. So for today's video, I decided we should talk about Mario Party. So what's coming out this week? Super Mario Party Jamboree. And man, this game looks really good. So I guess to celebrate Jamboree coming out this Thursday, I decided to talk about a Mario Party that I've never really talked about before. And I decided to go for the ultimate ranking all 100 minigames from Mario Party, the top 100. So honestly, I feel like top 100 is way too overhated. Yes, there's no boards, but just look at the minigame selection. Holy cow. I feel like depending on which Mario Party is your favorite, depends on what you are most looking forward to. Some people could say the party mode itself, which is probably where the hatred for top 100 comes from. But the people who are just here to play the minigames like me, then like you don't mind top 100 because it's a compilation of a lot of really good minigames. So okay, yeah, it's definitely not as good as Superstars. And I'm not saying I hate the party mode. I'm just saying I'm looking for some good minigames when I'm playing Mario Party. So yeah, with that, I hope you enjoy this ranking. So let's get to number 100 and my least favorite Mario Party, the top 100 minigame, and that is the final battle. So for this minigame, you basically just walk around a bunch of little platforms, try not to die in lava, try to do a bunch of different puzzles, and then you take out Bowser, and there you go. Honestly, this minigame is just so odd. I don't know why they decided to do a final battle in the first place. Like, it's this is supposed to be the top 100 minigames, not 99 minigames and a final battle. It's honestly just really boring and just really meh. And because this is the only final battle in this Mario Party, it really kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. And it's definitely, in my opinion, my least favorite minigame from Mario Party the top 100. I mean, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but this is pretty bad. Number 99, Strawberry Short Fuse. Oh boy, I was just glad this minigame came back, which actually, it's kind of funny. I actually played top 100 before Mario Party 6. So, actually, I didn't really know much about it until playing this Mario Party. But oh joy, this is our first out of many luck minigames. I do not like Strawberry Short Fuse at all. It's just a very long, dragged out luck minigame, and it feels like it goes on forever. Basically, you just have to pick up the tray, and it's revealed either you get a cake or you get a bomb. Sometimes everyone keeps getting cakes. It goes on so long that it has to reset. It's a very bad minigame, and I don't know why they decided to bring this one back in Mario Party the top 100. Number 98, Mario Speedwagons. One of the shortest minigames of all time, and one of the most awkward ones of all time, too. And of course, they had to bring this back in Mario Party the top 100. All you do is push the A button to accelerate, and R to push gears, and there you go. It is easily the worst racing minigame out of any Mario Party. Luckily, it's not coming back in Jamboree, but this is pretty bad. And this is supposed to be the, top 100 best minigames? Yet it has Mario Speedwagons on it? Number 97, Tackle Takedown. Oh joy, I was so glad that this one came back as well. Out of all the 1v3 minigames from Mario Party 9, of course they had to choose one of the absolute worst ones. And honestly, Mario Party 9's 1v3 minigames are kind of rough in general, but they had to choose one of the absolute worst ones. Oh yeah, I said Mario Speedwagons was pretty short. Forget that. This minigame is way, way shorter. It's such a dumb, very unbalanced 1v3 minigame too. Like, I thought we were done with these stupid, unbalanced 1v3 minigames, but I guess not. So it ends up being number 97. Number 96, Beach Volley Folly. Talk about one of the most boring sport minigames. It's just your typical sport minigame. You push button, and you score. Or you miss, and they score. It's just usual volleyball, nothing else I really have to say. It's just one of those really just generic, boring minigames. I don't know why they wanted this one to return. There's so many better sport minigames, like Shell Soccer from Mario Party 9, just for an example. But this one is just dry and boring, and it's not for me. No thank you. Number 95, Hide and Go Boom. And here we've reached our second luck minigame. This minigame is pretty dumb, not gonna lie. So it's a 1v3 minigame, and the three people have to hide in barrels. The one person tries to guess which barrel you're hiding in, and if he guesses right, then he wins, and if not, then he loses. It's another not just luck minigame, but a very unbalanced 1v3 minigame. Number 94, Balloon Busters. Oh, great. I was so excited that they brought this one back. And what makes it worse is that you actually have to use the microphone this time around. You can't just bypass it like the GameCube version. No, you have to use the microphone version, and my 3DS doesn't have a working mic. Actually, fine by me. That just means I can't play the minigame anymore. So, they actually changed this one to make it a lot longer. So instead of only one person hiding behind the little, I don't even know what you want to call it, force field thingy, now 3 people do, and one slowly gets eliminated. So it's basically like Bowser's Big Blast. The only difference is Bowser's Big Blast is actually a good minigame, and this one is not. Boiling it down, it's just another luck minigame. I've already had it on my worst list from Mario Party 7. We all know it's a bad one, so this one's bad, yeah. Number 93, Button Mashers. One of the absolute worst mashing minigame, for sure. How do we make a mashing minigame not fun? How about mash a bunch of different letters all at once? Mash a bunch of different buttons all at once. And you got Button Mashers. It's easily the most stupidest mashing minigame of all time. Like, really, this is ridiculous. It's not as bad as the other ones I've said, but this is definitely the worst dull minigame in Mario Party the Top 100. I don't know why they brought this one back. What is it with the Top 100 and these first few that we talked about are definitely nowhere near the top 100 best minigames of all time. Let's just hope as we get on, the minigames get better. Number 92, Heat Stroke. Oh man, here we have another very unbalanced 1v3 minigame, this time Heat Stroke from Mario Party 5. Basically, if you want to win a minigame on the one side, play Heat Stroke. I've played this version and Mario Party 5's version a lot, and I've never once seen the 3-side win. It's been close, but never once has seen the 3-side win. What makes it worse is that these little fire things fall down, and you can even use a fake hit. It's just such a dumb minigame, and I don't know why this came back from Mario Party 5. Number 91, Deck Hands. Oh great, I was just so excited to see this one come back as well. Why are they bringing back all of the worst minigames? Like, come on. Deck Hands? Really? Who wanted this back? I think the only reason why they brought this one back is just to hear that catchy music again, and that's probably the reason why this is better than some of the other luck minigames that I've put so far, is just because of the music. The music is really good. But it's just your classical Deck Hands. You pick card and you hope for the best, and that's about it. Number 90, Crate and Pearl. Well, here we have another very unbalanced 1v3 minigame in favor for the one side. I will never understand the concept of having unbalanced 1v3 minigames, because that's not going to make the minigame fun. It's just going to be very annoying for whoever it's not in favor for. It's just a very odd minigame, and what's funny is that if you notice, a lot of these minigames that we talked about so far haven't come back in Superstars. I wonder why. Okay, aside from like Beach Volley Frawley and Tackle Takedown, but still, most of these haven't come back in Superstars, so I'm wondering why. Number 89, Badminton Bash. I mean, the minigame doesn't lie. It is kind of on the more bad side of minigames opposed to good side. Basically, you just play badminton, and that's it. It's basically just a clone of Beach Volley Frawley, although I do like it a little better, since at least it's different opposed to just hitting the volleyball around. I've seen that minigame millions of times. At least this is somewhat different. But, I mean, it comes from Mario Party 10, so, I mean, I'm not expecting anything amazing or anything, because it's, Mario Party 10. And luckily this one didn't come back in Superstars, but, I mean, if you like this minigame, then cool. But for me, it's just another bland sport minigame. Number 88, Peer Pressure. Oh, and here's another luck minigame, this time coming from Mario Party 9. I feel like the rules for this for Top 100 now is just we have to have at least one luck minigame from each of the Mario parties. And I will admit, Peer Pressure at least is more interesting than just picking a card out of a deck of hands, blowing up a balloon, or picking up a tray to see if you got cake or bombs, and that one goes on forever. At least this one gets to the point and it's somewhat creative of a minigame, but boiling it down is just another luck minigame. I used to really like this minigame actually back in the day, which is kind of funny. Not anymore. It's definitely a below average minigame for sure. Not sure why it came back. And Mario Party 9 actually has some decent luck minigames, like 10 to win, or Mecha, whatever that one's called, with the little wind-up robot toys. Those are way better luck minigames than peer pressure, but whatever. Number 87, Piranha's Pursue. And yet again, we have another unfair, unbalanced 1v3 minigame. Welcome aboard, Piranha's Pursue. So, there's only 6 minigames from Mario Party 1 for some reason, and this is easily the worst. On the Cloud, it's pretty boring. You mash the A button, or you ground pound to make the piranha plant bigger. Skateboard at least, the skateboard side at least is somewhat fun to have for you, I guess. I don't know. You just kind of mash the B button and push A to jump. Yeah, I've definitely seen way better 1v3 minigames. This is just your average unfair 1v3 minigame. Nothing else I have to say. Number 86, Tug of War. Basically, it's a minigame where the one person always wins. I hope you enjoy it, because it's another unbalanced 1v3 minigame. Number 85, Shy Guy Showdown. Shy Guys show you button, and you push it. It's basically just a miles worse version of Shy Guy Says, and turned into a dull minigame. And that's about it. Best thing about the minigame is the music. Number 84, Diffuser Lose. At first, I thought this minigame was kind of fun, but as time goes on, I just grown to hate this one a lot more. I just really don't like the concept of having to run around and smash these 3 little wires to make sure they don't explode King Bob-omb. And also the fact that your player helper can get in the way sometimes, and you can accidentally end up smashing them instead of the fire, whatever you want to call it, the little spark thing that's about to hit King Bob-omb. It's honestly kind of a meh minigame for me, and unfortunately it is returning in Mario Party Jamboree, but hopefully after that Mario Party we won't have to see it again. So, okay. Number 83, Cajun Cookin'. You push a bunch of buttons and hope that Bowser doesn't catch you on fire. It's pretty simple. Also, what is it with Bowser minigames back in the day sucking as well? Like, I don't understand the concept. Number 82, Ice Hockey. Wow, and we're already done with the puzzle minigames, and we're only at number 82. I mean, it's definitely better than Badminton Bash and Beach Volley Frolly. You're actually moving around a bit and trying to, it feels more like a more casual sport minigame. Although, it is still more of a meh minigame overall. It's not as bad as the other ones, but it's just another very, one. But okay. I mean, they didn't want to add shell soccer, so we got stuck with these ones instead. Whatever works. Number 81, Sphere Factor. Basically, you push the ball all the way to the end. It's a giant obstacle course. And it's a pretty meh one at that. It honestly is just it's just kind of like Diffuser Lose. There's nothing really wrong with the minigame itself. It's just one of those things that it's just not for me. And also the fact that your computer helper can get very annoying too. And besides, there's way better 2v2 minigames that they could have brought back from Mario Party 7. I can't think of any on the top of my head right now. But this one, definitely not one of my favorites. Number 80, Crank to Rank. So they managed to make this minigame even worse than the 8 version. Instead of rotating your Wii remote, now you have to use the D-pad, which, okay. I really do wish you could rotate it the other way, but I guess it is supposed to be challenging. I don't know. It's just an odd minigame. Definitely not one of my favorites. There's way better Mario Party 8 minigames they could have added. Number 79, Speeding Bullets. And here comes our another racing minigame. What did you do, Top 100, to ruin this minigame? It worked so well in Mario Kart Wii, oh my god, Mario Party 9, where you had to use the Wii remote to drive around, like Mario Kart Wii. Unfortunately, they decided to keep it motion controls for some reason in this Mario Party, and just look at that bottom screen, like, what were they thinking? And that's a shame because I really liked the original one, so having them ruin a minigame is just no fun. I really hope it does return in a future Mario Party, and hopefully they fix it. I don't want no more screen controlling, because when you're driving, you need to see where you're driving to, am I right? That's why it works so well for Wii, but not for 3DS. Number 78, Slot Car Derby. Okay, at least I can actually see the screen and where I'm driving to in this one. Although, it once again just has very awkward controls. You have to hold in the whatever the thing is called, the little, not D-pad, but you know what I mean. And that makes you move. But then you have to let go, and that kind of makes you stop racing. It puts the brakes on, is what I'm trying to say. It's just such an odd minigame. It's not a bad one, though, but I think it could have been. I think Mario Party Superstars probably did it the best it probably could. So, definitely one of the weaker Mario Party 2 minigames. Number 77, Dizzy Rotisserie. And it's funny because this is actually my favorite Bowser minigame from Mario Party 6. And that's a shame because this is still a below average minigame. It's very simple. They took the concept from Dizzy Dancing, and they made you dizzy. The only problem is that this minigame is too stupidly easy. All you have to do, once you find the way the controls work, then you will automatically win. Every time. Actually, you know what? I scrap that. I think Dark and Crispy might be a little better than this one. But this is definitely way better than Pit Boss, for sure. And now they brought back every boss minigame from Mario Party 6, which is kind of funny. Number 76, Loggerheads. Not one of my absolute favorite minigames from Mario Party 9. It's one of those ones that I just slowly grown to just kind of be more of a meh minigame. Basically, you just try to hit the wood and not the bombs. We've seen these type of minigames before, and it's just an overall pretty meh minigame. Number 75, Magma Mayhem. You punch people off and punch them into the lava. Pretty simple minigame. Better than Loggerheads, but that's about it. Number 74, Roll Call. Basically, you just count how many bombs are on the field. And in Superstars, you can also do Boos and Toads, which is kind of interesting. It's just a counting minigame. It's not bad, but it's not one of my favorites either. But hey, it's here. Number 73, Looney Lumberjacks. Push A and B and left and right, and then you can cut yourself a log, or a stump, part of a tree, whatever you want to call it. It's like Breakneck Builders from Mario Party 8, but worse. Number 72, Rockin' Raceway. So now we finally reached our first Mario Party 3 minigame, and honestly, they did a good job bringing back the Mario Party 3 ones. And it was kind of hard picking a least favorite minigame, since Mario Party 3 does have a lot of really good minigames. I guess if I had to pick one, it'd just be Rockin' Raceway, because the only thing you really have to do is just race and make sure you don't hit the purple carrots. If you do hit the purple carrots, then it gets rather annoying. But it's not a bad minigame. Although they added the wrong music. They added a Mario Party 2 song instead. I don't know why they didn't add the normal Rockin' Raceway music, but okay. Number 71, Chip Shot Challenge. And we have another sport mini. Actually, this one isn't half bad. Although it is definitely really hard to get the ball into the actual hole. I have done it before in both versions, this and Superstars, but it's not that easy, I'll tell you that. And once again, they forgot to add the Chip Shot Challenge music for some reason. Instead, they brought back Slow and Steady from Mario Party 6. That's fine, I really like Slow and Steady. In fact, I like it better than Aim from Mario Party 3, but it's just kind of odd how they didn't add that one. But okay, I'm glad we had my favorite Mario Party 6 song in it, I guess. Number 70, Storm Chasers. Basically, you just try to walk around and water your plant. It's one of those simple, yet kind of fun minigames. It's not one of my favorites, but it's not half bad. Number 69, Three Door Monty. You basically just have to watch where Toad, Koopa, and Goomba goes, and then you push the button that shows that it tells you oh my gosh. It tells you who you should find. That's basically what it is. Once again, not bad minigame. Number 68, Careening Koopas. This minigame suffers the same problem that Speeding Bullets suffer, is that they decided to make this minigame motion controls. Not even the GameCube version is motion controls, so why is this one motion controls? Because like at this point, I'm just basically moving my screen around and just guessing where all the Koopa shells are going. It's not as annoying as Speeding Bullets, so that's why I do like it a little better. It didn't get quite as ruined, but you don't gotta make everything motion controls. Like, come on, no one asked for this. Number 67, Night Light Fright. Basically, just wait to see how far the chain chomp gets without him eating you, and then you push the A button. We've seen these minigames before. It's not bad. Pretty good minigame. Number 66, Manic Mallet. Oh look, another mashing minigame. It's definitely way better than button mashers, that's for sure. But honestly, I like the mashing minigames better where you're doing it for a higher score rather than to beat your opponents. But it's still a pretty fun minigame, I guess. Number 65, Trap East Artist. Finally, we have a decent luck minigame. This one's actually kind of fun, where you have to wait for a lot of Goombas to get inside your zone and then capture them. It's definitely a better luck minigame, that's for sure, and you gotta love that music. Number 64, Slot Trot. You push A button to go forward and B button to go backwards, and you basically match the picture that Legato shows you. Not a bad minigame, not one of my favorites, but definitely a better 2v2 minigame than what we've been seeing, and definitely a better Mario Party 6 minigame than what we've been seeing as well. Now that I notice, Mario Party 6 didn't have a lot of minigames come back, and it has probably the least amount out of the GameCube ones, where Superstars is the complete opposite. Number 63, Catch You Letter. You pick up the letter and give it to Shy Guy. Not a bad minigame. But I've played it 3 times since I've had all 3 Mario Parties that have this minigame. So, yeah. Number 62, Vine Country. Another very odd minigame to bring back. At least it's way more fun than the final battle, so I don't mind it quite as much. It's just a little odd how they bring back DK and Bowser minigames and we don't have a normal party mode, so what's the point? Hey, at least they have DK in the game though, so it works. Number 61, Dart Attack. Finally a better 4-player microphone minigame from Mario Party 7. Mario Party 7 just didn't do good with its 4-player mic minigames, but at least with Dart Attack, this one is okay. You just basically speak into the microphone and try to get as many points as you can. It's pretty simple. Number 60, Aim at the Game. For this one, you basically just try to shoot the cards, and you want to get the best cards. And that's it. Nothing else really to this minigame. You try to get the best cards and try to beat everyone else. Nice, simple, plain minigame. Number 59, Sorta Score. So this one, you have to push the A button at the right time to try to get the highest number. Basically, it's almost kind of like Dart Attack, but you don't have to use the microphone, which automatically makes it 100 times better. And wow, an actual decent Mario Party 10 minigame. I'm in shock. Number 58, Hand Car Havoc. So this one, you try to get to the end. It's another one of those racing type of minigames, but you want to be careful not to fall off. Now, I have actually fallen off in the Mario Party 1 version and Superstars, but I've never fallen off in this version. I do think this version is better than Mario Party 1, mainly due to the fact that it's harder to fall off, which, yeah, going really fast kind of defeats the whole purpose of strategizing to make it to the end, but at the same time, that's what you want to do, make it to the end. So it's an alright minigame, nothing too crazy. Number 57, Mecha Marathon. Okay, so here we have another matching minigame, and unlike Manic Mallet, at least this is to see how far it goes. Unfortunately though, it's still not right though, because you have to mash A and B, which gets very odd. I would much rather mash one button to do my strategy of winning, opposed to pushing 2 buttons. It's not a bad minigame though, it is a classic, but eventually they'll get the matching games right. Eventually we'll get there. Overall though, it's a pretty good minigame. Number 56, Ice Rink Risk. Wow, that's a lot of alliterations in there, but a lot of rhyming. But anywho, pretty simple. You just watch out for the spikes, and you hope you win. It's another one of those plain simple, pretty fun minigames. Nothing else I have to say. Number 55, Title Toss. So finally, we've reached a 1v3 minigame that is finally at least somewhat fair. It's more fair than the other ones, although I will admit it is still a little unfair for the 3 side, but at least it's better balanced than the other ones we've been looking at. For my case, it's just one of those minigames I usually lose on if I'm playing with other people, but I don't think it's a bad minigame. It's a pretty cool one. It's interesting, but I still think it's the lower half. Number 54, Goal. At least this one's an even more balanced 1v3 minigame. One person tries to block the soccer balls, and the other 3 try to hit it in. This is finally our first actual good balanced 1v3 minigame, where it's actually kind of hard to predict who's going to win half the time. Now, usually it's the one side, but you never know. It's a pretty simple minigame, but it can be pretty fun. Number 53, Paths of Peril. So basically just walk across the very skinny path and try not to fall off. It's a pretty simple one, although I do like Mario Party Superstars version probably the best, mainly just due to the opera that they added to the song. And I just realized that this isn't even the right song, like they didn't even add the right song of Paths to Peril, but oh well, whatever works I guess. Number 52, The Great Deflate. Basically, you and your partner ground pound the thwomp and try to see who can get to the bottom first. It's a simple yet sweet minigame. It's pretty good. Number 51, Shy Guy Says. I tried to get this right in the middle of the list, but there is actually a lot of really good minigames too. So before this minigame was a lot more of the maybe below average minigames, but now we're starting to get into the above average type of minigames. I'd put Shy Guy Says like right in the middle. It's simple, it's sweet, it's a classic, but that's all I could really say about it. It's a pretty good it's a great starter minigame is what I have to say. Number 50, Tube It or Lose It. Okay, Mario Party 5 did a good job with its 1v3 minigames. Never mind, mostly did a good job. I almost forgot we had that heat stroke in this one. But Tube It or Lose It's a pretty fun one, and it's a pretty balanced one overall too. Although I do tend to win more quickly or on the one side, but it's still at least a really fun minigame, that's for sure. Number 49, Squared Away. Another really good 1v3 minigame, which is actually a really balanced one. I think that's probably the reason why I put it a little bit above Tube It or Lose It, is because it's an actual pretty balanced minigame. It's even more balanced, I should say, than Tube It or Lose It. It's overall a pretty good minigame, although they did use the wrong song, which kind of is annoying, but at least the Superstars version uses the right song. Number 48, Jumpman. This one's kind of interesting, bringing the DK versus Mario from the arcade into an actual minigame, and it's a pretty fun one. It's basically the same as the Mario Party 7 version, and it's definitely the better DK minigame out of the two. I like it better than Vine Country. Number 47, Pogo A Go-Go. I wouldn't necessarily call this maybe... Okay, I think it is another really pretty balanced, maybe not quite as balanced as Squared Away, but I think it's a little more fun. The one side basically is trying to make the three side fall into these little hexagons. It's a simple minigame, and it's pretty fun. Number 46, The Final Countdown. Another simple minigame, but yet super fun. And this is just a great starting minigame to the Mario Party 7 lineup that we have. It's a fun minigame, and I almost forgot that it's even in Mario Party 7, since it's... I mainly look at the 4-player minigames and the duel minigames and how fun those can be. Never really the battle minigames, but hey, this one's a fun one. Number 45, Jigsaw Jumble. This one is just a pretty fun minigame, and unlike some of these other Mario Party 8 and 9 minigames, this one actually got better, I think. Instead of using the awkward Wii controller for motion controls, now you use the stylus, and it works perfectly for this minigame. Mario Party 9 really has a really great selection of minigames. It's so overhated. This Mario Party is just way too overhated. The only problem with this minigame is that they didn't add the right music, but that's okay. It's still a really good minigame. Number 44, Coney Island. Run around to try to get the ice cream. It's another one of those simple yet sweet minigames. It's a great starter minigame to the Mario Party 5 lineup. Number 43, Cake Factory. This one's another simple yet sweet minigame. Basically, you push the A button and try to get the cake, or the strawberries. It's a simple minigame. My only problem, once again, is that they added the wrong music. Were they just too lazy to add half the songs? I don't know. It's a pretty fun minigame, though. It's definitely one of the better 2v2 minigames. Number 42, Dizzy Dancing. Hey, look, it's Dizzy Rotisserie again, but this minigame is much more fun. Instead of walking from point A to point B, you will now instead collect a bunch of notes. I haven't played Mario Party 2, but I've heard it's a lot better than just collecting one note. That's for sure. Number 41, Speed Hockey. This one's a pretty fun minigame as well. Basically, it's just another one of those sport minigames, but it's actually really fun, and it's way better than ice hockey. This one's actually really creative. Instead of just playing casual old hockey, you're actually playing with a Koopa shell. And it's funny how a lot of these sport-ified minigames, you have to play with a Koopa shell. This one's just a really creative minigame. My only problem is, once again, they used the wrong song. Still a fun minigame, though. Number 40, Bounce and Trounce. You try to bounce and push the people off. Eventually the platforms will fall off to make the minigame harder. It's a pretty fun minigame, and the music is really good as well. Number 39, Honeycomb Havoc. This one's a pretty simple one. You just basically want to get the fruit and not the beehive. Eventually, as time goes on, there'll be less and less people. It's a pretty fun minigame, although I have played this one a lot, so it's probably not quite as fun as it used to be for me, but I still think it's a pretty good minigame with some pretty decent music as well. Number 38, Free Throw. Basically, you shoot basketballs into a hoop. With basketball being a sport that I am definitely not a big fan of, for it being a minigame, it's actually quite fun. This is what you call the fun sport type of minigames. You're not just playing basketball. No, they actually twist it up a little bit. And I will admit, at first I thought this minigame was just okay, but when I start learning the controls a little bit and where to jump and throw, it's definitely a lot better minigame, and I'm really excited that it's coming back in Mario Party Jamboree. Number 37, Later Skater. Oh look, another racing minigame. You want to try to get to the finish line before everyone else does. It almost kind of reminds me of Slot Car Derby in a way, but just without the wonky controls, which makes it a really fun minigame. It's a really good one. Nothing else I have to say. Number 36, Rocky Road. So these boulders are in the way of your path, and you have to destroy them so you and Toad can pick up Toadette. It used to be the Shy Guys, but unfortunately I guess it's Toad and Toadette now. I wish it was the Shy Guys, because you know what that means. Toad and Toadette can actually be playable characters. But it's alright. This minigame is simple and fun. Nothing else I have to say. It's definitely a good 2v2 minigame. Number 35, Monty's Revenge. So you're coming out of these Monty Mole holes, and you want to try to stay up as long as possible before the Monty Mole hits you. It's a pretty fun minigame. And it's one of those fun ones to try to see how long you can actually stay up above the hole. It's a really great one. Nothing else I have to say. Number 34, Don't Look. This is another Mario Party 9 minigame that actually I think got improved in this version. So once again, in Mario Party 9, you had to use the awkward motion controls to turn to see where you wanted to, look. Basically, you're trying to look to where the arrows are not pointing, which ends up turning into a really fun minigame. So this version, instead of using motion controls, because that would be very awkward to move your screen around like that, they mapped it to a button. Thank God. And because of that, the minigame is definitely a lot better than Mario Party 9's version. It's a good minigame overall, but this version is definitely better. Number 33, Bombs Away. Basically, try to survive on the island longer than everyone else. It's a really fun minigame, although I think Superstars has the better minigame just because the mountain is actually a little more slippery, which means less of a chance for it to just be another dole. But even if it's a dole minigame, even if it ends up in a tie, it's still a fun minigame nonetheless. Number 32, Bowser's Big Blast. This is definitely one of my favorite luck minigames. It's simple, but it's a classic. You push down the lever and you hope that Bowser doesn't explode. It's a simple minigame, and it's even come back in Mario Party 4 and changed into Bowser's Bigger Blast. Yeah, it does boil down to another luck minigame, but this is actually a luck minigame that I actually really like. So, hey, nice job. I mean, half of that probably just has to do with the music. They did a really good job with the music choice. And I'm glad they actually brought it back and not just change it to another song like they do for some of these other minigames. Number 31, Eats a Pizza. I mean, the minigame, the name says it itself. You eat a lot of pizza. Now, yeah, it is kind of an awkward mashing minigame. Although back in the day when I used to not like mashing minigames, this one would probably be my favorite mashing minigame. But with me liking the mashing minigames a lot more, this one just isn't as good, but it's still a really fun minigame, and definitely a fun 2v2 minigame. Number 30, Mush Pit, aka Toadstool Titan. So this is actually one of the first minigames that got a new change of name, but I actually do like the name Mush Pit a lot more than Toadstool Titan. Basically you try to find the Mega Mushroom, and I don't know what the word is, you eliminate everyone. It's a great minigame for sure, definitely one of the best Mario Party 3 minigames. Number 29, Reverse a Bomb. It's a pretty simple one. You push the arrow to make sure the bomb stays far away from you. This one can get really intense, and it's a really fun Mario Party 4 minigame, and I'm glad it returned in not just this, but also Superstars. It's a great 2v2 minigame for sure. Number 28, Order Up. So, it was tough between this and Reverse a Bomb. Both are really fun minigames, but I feel like this one has more strategy. You actually have to pay attention to the different items opposed to just pushing a button. Both are still really fun. I just think this one is a little better. Plus the food makes me hungry. Number 27, Pushy Penguins. Penguins try to push you into the water, so you have to try to get through, so that they're not pushing you. It's a really fun minigame, and this is definitely a really classic from Mario Party 5. The music is really great too, and it's just a really good minigame. I don't have to say anything else. Number 26, Hotel Goomba. Ooh, it was between this or Pushy Penguins. Both are fun, but I think this one just gives you more to do. So you're trying to get rid of these gooms that are in your way so you can get up to the top of the floor. It's such a creative minigame, and it's really fun. Nothing else I have to say, but it's just, overall, it's a great minigame, for sure. Number 25, Triple Jump. Ah, now finally we've got a good mashing like a really proper good mashing minigame. So you push A, B, A, and then you see how far you go. This is finally a mashing minigame done right. Yeah, you have to push B somewhere through there, but unlike Mecha Marathon, you're only pushing one button at a time. You're not pushing two buttons at the same time, which is really nice. It's just another one of those fun minigames with some good music as well. Number 24, Vine With Me. Ooh, this one is a lot of fun, and it's one of my favorite duel minigames for sure. Basically, you swing on the vines and try to get to the very end. It's simple and sweet. Number 23, Goomba Bowling. Oh man, I completely forgot they brought this one back in Top 100. They really did bring a lot of great Mario Party 9 minigames back. And this one is really simple. You just hit a bunch of Goombas like you're bowling. It's a really fun minigame, and I'm really glad that they did bring this back in Top 100. Let's hope it comes back in the next Top 100 style of Mario Party, because this one is definitely a really fun one. Number 22, Bumper Balls. Ooh boy, you bump off the people really fast, and I'm not sure if it's better or worse than the Superstars version. I mean, it does kind of defeat the whole purpose of building up speed, and it is definitely over before it even begins, because I guess that was the biggest problem about the original, about it being just way too long and ending in way too many duels. But I feel like for Superstars, they definitely fixed that, for sure. So I think Superstars has the better bumper balls, but I think this is still better than the original. Number 21, Desert Dash. Like Dungeon Dash, except it's the Mario Party 1 version. It's kind of funny how the Mario Party 1 version came back in the Top 100, and the Superstars version came back in the 2 version came back in Mario Party Superstars. It's good old Desert Dash. What else need I say? Number 20, Bumper Bubbles. This one's just downright goofy. You have to collect a bunch of balloons while watching out for these spiky things and the other players. It's basically just like Bumper Balls, but better. Because Bumper Balls, let's be real, is over before it even begins, where this one lasts, obviously, pretty long. It has to last for the 1 minute. Yeah, it isn't quite as good as Mario Party 9, mainly due to the fact that it's motion controls, which moving it with a screen is very odd, but at least it's not as bad as something like speeding bullets. At least I can still somewhat see what I'm doing. Plus, the minigame is just too goofy to make it any lower than number 20. So, Bumper Bubbles is a fun minigame. I also love the music, too. It's definitely really funny. It's a funny tune, is what I'm trying to say, yet also being catchy. Number 19, Shell Shocked. This one's pretty simple. You just hit the other person in the tank. I don't know why they changed it to Tread Carefully in Mario Party Superstars, but okay then. Overall, it's your average old Shell Shocked. Good minigame. Number 18, Snow World. This is definitely the best version of Snow World. Basically, just push A, B, Y, X as fast as you possibly can go. And the 3DS has the best buttons for doing that. Not a wonky GameCube controller or even a somewhat odd Switch controller. The 3DS, with all buttons being exactly the same and they respond to you pressing them, this is definitely the best version of Snow World for sure. Number 17, Snowball Summit. You build a snowball and you roll it into your opponents and try to push them off the mountain. It's a really fun minigame. It's simple but sweet. And man, the music is amazing. This is easily my favorite Mario Party song of all time. Although I think the N64 version is a little better, but I mean, they can ruin it as much as they want. It's still an amazing song. And of course, amazing minigame too. Number 16, Blame It on the Crane. Pretty simple. You just push the button and try to get the other opponents. It's one of those really fun strategizing type of minigames. Because of the awkward controls, I mean, it's not awkward because Nintendo is lazy like in Speeding Bullets. No, it's purposely like this to give the 3 players some more, to make it a little harder. Yeah, it may not be the most balanced 1v3 minigame, but it's still an amazingly fun minigame. It's fun for actually both a 3 and 1 side, and I'm really glad that it's coming back in Mario Party Jamboree because, oh, this one's a really good one. Definitely one of my favorite 1v3 minigames. Number 15, at the chomp wash. Basically, you just try to scrub the chain chomp to get all the paint off. It's a pretty simple minigame, yet a really fun one. And this one's better than the Wii version, because instead of shaking your Wii remote, you're actually using the stylus to try to clean the paint off. Also forgot to mention, aim of the game is definitely better in this version too, since once again, you're not using motion controls. At the chomp wash, definitely my favorite Mario Party 8 minigame that they brought back. And I love the music too. Number 14, Track and Yield. Oh man, I'm so glad that they brought this one back, and I always forget that they actually do bring this one back. It's pretty simple, you're just jumping over hurdles, but it's just a really fun minigame, although I do think the 7 version may be a little better, mainly due to it being a little bigger, but hey, the top 100 version is still a lot of fun too. Number 13, Flash Forward. Wow, this one is also a really fun minigame, an actual good minigame for Mario Party 10, I can't believe it. But basically, you just try to get your picture taken, and whoever's in the camera the most, or the clearest and best, gets the most points. I think this one kind of inspired Slapperazzi from Superstars, Super Mario Party, but this one is definitely a really good one for sure. Number 12, The Beat Goes On. Man, what a creative minigame. It's basically your simple Simon Says minigame, but it's still a really fun minigame. It's so creative. I love the music, and I'm surprised how much hated this minigame is, just because of how long it is and can end in ties. It's okay, like, I don't care. It's still a really creative and fun minigame. I love those rhythm type of minigames, and it's one of those fun ones to try to pay attention to. In my opinion, it's probably my favorite Mario Party 3 minigame in this collection. Number 11, Pokey Pummel. Here's that mashup minigame that I wanted. Oh man, this one's a lot of fun. It's fun seeing how good you can do in this minigame. Obviously, because it came back in Superstars, they can't bring Pokey Pummel back anymore, but that's fine. We'll just get Domination instead, and Domination's a really good minigame too. Number 10, Jewel Drop. Oh, we're finally in the top 10, so if I was making a top 10, this would start off that list. It's such a fun minigame. Basically, all you have to do is, it's basically your simple puzzle minigame. Try to get rid of the most balls, but what's kind of interesting is that you can actually shake the little thingamabob around, and you can give the other player like these massive balls. It's a pretty good minigame, definitely my favorite Mario Party 10 minigame, and I like the music a lot too. The music's really good. Number 9, Hexagon Heat. Oh boy, this one is a classic. Kind of like Desert Dash. Top 100 had Mario Party 2's version, and Superstars had Mario Party 1's version. Although I do prefer Hexagon Heat maybe just a tad over Mushroom Mix-Up, both of them are just really great minigames, and definitely classics, with some really good music in both of the minigames. Number 8, Block Star. Oh boy, this one is always a lot of fun. I love Block Star. It's probably my second favorite puzzle minigame in the Mario Party franchise. And this one's a lot of fun. My only problem is that this version is just way too easy. Like, they really dumbed down this minigame, like, a lot. Luckily, Superstars version did make it hard again, but it might be a little too hard, like, too fast. They need to have a good middle ground. I remember me and my brother playing this minigame, and we were just, like, sitting there like, alright, is it ever going to move up or what? It's a fun minigame for sure, but I think this is probably my least favorite version, just because of how simple it has become. Number 7, Trace Race. So this is actually the first version of Trace Race I've ever played, and at first thinking it's a pretty just okay minigame, turned into one of my absolute favorites. It's so much fun drawing over the line and trying to get the best you can do. I have actually gotten a perfect in this minigame, but in the Superstars version. I do think Superstars probably is the easiest version, with 4 probably being the hardest, mainly just due to the controls themselves. It's just a fun minigame, and it's really satisfying seeing like how well you did trying to draw over that line. It's one of those really satisfying and fun minigames for sure. Easily one of my favorite minigames. Number 6, Book Squirm. Hey look, it's Waluigi Pinball but in Mario Party form. Yeah, the most overrated Mario Party minigame of all time. Here we are. Okay, I won't lie. This one is actually a lot of fun. You're trying to not get smushed by the book. It is very creative, I will give it that. I just think it is very overrated, but hey, I still think it's really good, especially if it's here at number 6. So, yeah, nothing else I have to say. Probably my favorite Mario Party 4 minigame. Number 5, Dinger Derby. Man, talk about satisfying minigames. This one's another one of those really satisfying ones. It's fun trying to see like how many points you can get with this minigame. It's so fun. It's so satisfying. And I love all three versions of this minigame, and it's definitely one of my absolute favorite minigames. Number 4, Leaf Leap. Oh yeah, you know I love this one. Basically, try to get to the tippy top as fast as possible. Simple and sweet. And I love the Superstars version too, just as much fun. Although it is kind of odd how it's coming back in Jamboree, even though it came back in Superstars, and I think that's the limit for the Mario Party minigames, but okay. I mean, at least they're bringing back a really good minigame. This minigame is my favorite minigame from Mario Party 5 that they brought back. Number 3, Peak Precision. Oh boy, this one is a joy. I really love this minigame a lot, and I am so glad to see it come back in this Mario Party. Although sometimes I completely forget that it's even in this Mario Party. Although it is a little odd pushing Y and X, and I'm still not really familiar with Y and X. But hey, it's still a really fun minigame for sure. Although they added the wrong music, and I really love the original music. Why did they have to scrap that? That's okay. This minigame is still amazing, and it's easily my favorite minigame from Mario Party 9 that returned. Number 2, Facelift. Oh man, I remember being so excited to play this minigame when it first came out. It's just such a fun minigame where you have to basically try to create the Bowser face that's there in the middle. It's such a unique yet amazingly fun minigame. I love this one. I think it's a really great one. I can't wait for the Mario Party 2 version to return and just create all the... Oh my, that'd be such a cool idea if they actually did the Mario Party 2 version, but did the characters that are in that game. That'd be such a cool concept. But this is definitely number 2 and my favorite minigame from Mario Party 1 that returned. And of course, number 1 is Stick and Spin. Of course, it's good old Stick and Spin. What else would it be? This minigame is just so great. It's easily one of my absolute favorite puzzle minigames of all time, and it's my favorite puzzle minigame in all of Mario Party. It's just such a fun, classic one. Like Blockstar, it is a little simplified, but it's not as simplified as Blockstar is, since you can't really simplify it as much as you can that one. But man, this minigame is just a joy and a blast. I really love Blockstar, and I really love the music too. Like, the music is really great. Not as good as the original, of course, but hey, it's still a really good song. And in my opinion, it's definitely my favorite minigame that returned from Mario Party 7, and in my opinion, my favorite minigame from Mario Party the Top 100. Woo! That was a long video, but I try to keep it going and stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have a great day and a great week. So I will see you next time. So, adios.